Have you ever found yourself asking, wait, is this project-based learning or problem-based learning? You're not alone. The two approaches share the same acronym. They both center students, and they both involve tackling real-world challenges. But while they may look similar on the surface, they're not identical. In this video, we're going to clear up the confusion by breaking down what sets project-based learning and problem-based learning apart, and how actually they are on the same spectrum. Educators use these terms interchangeably, which is understandable when both approaches have PBL as their acronym. A great way to understand these two approaches is to see project-based learning as the broad category in which problem-based learning falls under. According to John Larmer's article, Project-Based Learning versus Problem-Based Learning, project-based learning involves projects that take several forms or a combination of the following: designing and or creating a tangible product, performance, or event, investigating a topic or issue to develop an answer to an open-ended question, solving a real-world problem, maybe simulated or fully authentic. But the last form is problem-based learning. Let's first start with what exactly is problem-based learning. In PBL Works' book, Setting the Standard for Project-Based Learning, the author highlights three components to problem-based learning. First is that the learning experience is based on a challenging problem that is ill-structured, ill-defined, or messy, that could be solved in multiple ways. This challenging problem is similar to the challenges that people face in the real world and are made as realistic as possible. In addition, groups of students are assembled and tasked with working together to find a solution to the problem. And finally, the whole learning experience involves students frequently reflecting on the learning process and sharing insights with peers and their teacher. As you can see, these components are the same as the components of project-based learning. In their journal article on comparing these two approaches, the two authors identified these same components in their research, engaging students in real-world tasks, student-centered small group work, simulate professional situation. In addition, they mentioned a couple more commonalities between problem-based and project-based learning: processing multiple information sources, teachers as facilitators for learning and resource guide, formative and performance-based peer evaluations. However, the authors also distinguished the two using the following categories: organizing principle. The organization of learning experience in problem-based learning is structured where students engage with real-world problems through a series of guided sessions or learning tutorials. In project-based learning, the organizational structure is project management. The learning experience is structured and organized in a way that mirrors real-world project execution. Self-directed learning. In problem-based learning, the loosely predefined setting allows for a degree of flexibility and student autonomy. The setting is based on a wicked problem that is more complex and systemic, and without simple solutions. Students are given the opportunity to explore these wicked problems more independently, opposed to a rigid, instructor-led curriculum. It moves away from the knowledge-first approach, which focuses heavily on analyzing problems without necessarily working towards practical solutions. In project-based learning, it consists of a predefined project frame. By offering a clear structure yet flexible approach that facilitates self-directed learning, and structured guidelines that facilitate self-directed learning. The authors place these approaches on a spectrum band. Therefore, you can see how the approaches lean towards specific unique qualities. But because it's on a spectrum, it does not mean that you won't find these qualities in the other approach. For example, like I stated earlier, problem-based learning allows more flexibility and autonomy for students with looser predefined settings from the teacher. However, this does not mean that project-based learning does not involve flexibility and student autonomy, but it would probably be less of a degree than if they were learning within a problem-based learning experience. So is one better than the other? Not really. Project-based learning and problem-based learning are both powerful approaches, and the best part is you don't have to choose. By understanding their similarities and differences, you can design learning experiences that combine the strengths of both. Whether you're starting with a project or a problem, the goal is the same: deeper, student-centered, real-world learning.